Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. So let's get right into the SPY on the daily. And today it was a nice little fade all day. If you look at the 10-minute, we gapped up, and throughout the day we just kind of faded, and we closed at the lows. So that's something to keep an eye on. And plus, we got back below this trend line that we've been talking about the last couple of days. And again, still bullish, still above the moving averages, still looking for more consolidation and the next move up. If this one starts coming in a little bit, we could possibly see a little more downside. Because moves like this, you expect a little bit of a pullback. You know, how shallow it is or how deep it is, I don't know. But after you get up moves like this, you got to expect a pullback, at least a little one. So that's what I'm looking for. But if we stay up here and consolidate, it could possibly move higher to maybe the 225 area. If it doesn't make it up there, then I think we could definitely possibly come back down and fill this gap, maybe get to the window in the 200 moving average and go from there. So again, it could go either way at this point, but if you're not in any position on this, I would be short. That's my opinion, though. Weekly chart, we'll see how we close on Friday, but at this point we're still below this trend line, so let's see where we close. Do we engulf this green candle, or do we start setting up in an inside bar bullish pattern to make a next move up? So we'll know more on Friday with this chart. Let's get to the IWM. In the IWM the last couple of days, you had a nice, nice 2 days of pullback. You had a little pause day here, a little down, but this day we were down, 65 cents, almost, point was it 0.49%, so nothing crazy, but we did a little bit of follow through. Volume still kind of sucks, so I'd like to see more, pick up on the volume before we go down. But at this point, we're still bullish. We're a little bit stretched, so you expect a little bit of a pullback. But right now, we're just waiting for pattern. On most of these trades, guys, this is what we're waiting for now. We are short the IWM. We're short the spiders. We're short the Qs. We're short all the indexes, to be quite honest with you. But, I'm just looking at this, saying, hey, this is a nice pullback here on a weekly chart. We need to see on Friday. Do we engulf this, or do we pop back up and maybe possibly close up here at 135, 136? I still think we can get there, but right now, again, we're waiting on pattern, guys. Let's look at the Qs. This one was the weak horse on the day. Same thing. If you look at the 10-minute, we started a little bit up. It kind of gapped up a little, chopping around, then boom, just like the SPY, just kind of came in and closed at the end, low of the day. So daily chart, if I can make it there. Daily chart, it was a nice pullback, I do have to say, but we're still above the moving averages. We slightly closed below the 50, but do we do an inside bar and retrace back up and then the sell, or do we get some follow through and it comes, comes maybe to the 618, 750, maybe fills the gap down in here? But I don't really know. We're waiting on pattern. This was a pretty decent bullish pattern, setting up to possibly go for the all-time highs, but with this reversal, that kind of throws a loop in it, and like I said, we're short the Q, so I'd like to see an inside bar set up for maybe a week or so, and then the next leg down to give it a little more push. But at this point, it's not bad. You can deal with it. If you're long though, tighten up those stops just in case. Weekly chart. Weekly chart, we're still above the 20 and the 50, so this one's okay. We did have an inside bar coming back up, retracing almost to the highs, and we're starting to come in. We'll see where we close on the weekly basis. I would love to see it closing below, right on top of the 20 MA, which is right around 116.83 at this point. But we're going to know more on Friday on this one. So have to be patient on these guys. Everything's starting to set up. We got to wait for patterns, and a couple other things I follow as well, just to make sure. I do like the fact that the Dow had a bullish pattern here right at this trend line. It popped up, trying to go, volume disappeared, and now it's just kind of chopping around, slopping around. So again, if you're not short the indexes, I would start to nibble on some of these, because when we get a downside pull, could be another couple weeks or so, maybe in January, this is going to pull back real nice and then possibly go long again. But we're going to have to see if old Grandma Yellen does the interest rate hike, and that will be a big part of the play here as well. So, but we're still expecting some downside here. We're right in that time frame where anything can happen at any point. But light volume time, holiday trading days, going into Christmas now, and and all the other holidays that are coming up, what, New Year's Eve and Hanukkah, Christmas. I don't know if there's any other ones in there, so somewhere in between there, but that's what we're looking at now. So, all right, so the DIA we're above here, made new intraday highs or 52-week highs, pulled back, and let's see if we could get a little more pullback tomorrow, or does this consolidate again in a bullish manner, setting up to go higher? Now we're waiting on pattern on this one as well. So weekly chart, same thing. On a week, I want to see it close, maybe around 192, 192.50. I'd like to, maybe 193 by Friday. As long as we're staying above this trend line there, we're doing okay. But if it starts going back there, engulfs this candle, comes back below, then beware of the Dow. But again, Goldman Sachs pretty much led this thing up today with JPM and the oil. ExxonMobil was up a little bit and a couple of the other ones. But man, be a little bit cautious when the Dow's leading, guys. Just from my opinion, but if that even matters anymore. No. All right, let's get into the IYT again. This one's just running out of control. Let me see, what was it? So it was up 38 on the Dow Jones Transports itself, and not a bad showing. It's trying to stay over the 9,000 mark, so that's what it's been trying to do. We had the pivots here around 160, 161, so that's where it's holding up right now. Let's see if we could go in a bullish manner. This comes into price and sets this one up a little higher. We could still get the double top, which is around 165.40, so that could still be in the cards. I think that's it for this one. And then let's see the consolidation, if it's going to be bullish or bearish, and then we'll figure it out. Right now, it's a little too early. Like another week to see what's on the charts. And this one here, great bullish pattern, finally popped. As you can see, you had a big long one, like half the size, and then a quarter of the size, just slowly. But we're over all this resistance now on the weekly. But let's see where we close on Friday and then the following Friday to see exactly if this thing's going to pull back or possibly set up for higher prices. Again, this one's been lagging for a long time, and it still is. It's the only one that's been lagging, so that's not good. Keep an eye on this. And the IWM coming back in, we got to keep an eye on that one too. So, and then the USO, we had fun on that one today, huh, guys? Gosh, I wanted to nibble on that SCO the other day, and boom, gave it right back to me. And we'll look at that too. So we were talking about this pattern. They popped it up here, then they dropped it again. It was starting. We talked about this in the yesterday's video. Let's see if this thing sets up sideways for some lower prices. And bam, they came out with an agreement again. Same crap as they did before. And look what happened though. 618. We filled the gap right here. That was big resistance on the charts, and we ended up pulling back. We did add more short to the USO. We had a quarter position. We added more short up in here. And then we also took a position of the SCO as well. And that's a triple, so be careful. That one can be a beast. So go light on the share size. If you can handle a $10 pullback on 100 shares or a $1,000 loss, and take 100 shares. If you can handle a little more of a loss, take a bigger loss. But this thing can move either way. We're looking for $5 and then $5 and get the heck out. But if we could get more on it, we'll see. I don't know anymore. It's all moving on news. Dollar's up. This is down. Gold's going down. Oil's shooting up. It's pretty ridiculous at this point, guys. So just keep an eye on this. We're into the gaps. We're into the 618. I mean, maybe 1123. We get to this trend line, 1152. I'll be adding more up there again. So we started adding right around 11 today, and then bought some of the long SCO as well, which is a oil ETF. That could be a beast. But if you get on the right side of the trade, man, you can make some pretty good money with, a couple hundred shares. You don't have to go big. So this one here on the weekly USO, we got below the MAs again. You know how they got to get it above, because all the technical guys are like, oh, it's above the MAs. It's got to be bullish. But we did get above this inside bar here, but this is a weekly. So let's see where we close on Friday. And we did fill the gap. So maybe, the 112.23. I mean, honestly, we could go to 11.79 again. Who knows? But we've been making lower highs. So let's see if this thing will go. And we're pretty much, kind of in a channel. We've been going up, down, up, down, up, down. So let's see how this handles this news wave of news coming out on everyone's going to listen this time. And if they do, great, whatever. If it goes up, we'll add some more and we'll go from there. The SEO position, I don't know. I got some room to add a little bit more, but when that thing goes, if it starts getting below 68, 67, then I'll have to rethink the position. But if USO gets a quick pullback, I'll just take some off the table and just chisel it as it goes my way. If it does go my way. The UUP was up 14 cents today. Nothing big, a little bit crazy action for the UUP. I mean, it had a nice big spike and then it pulled back in, then it kind of chopped around, but overall it was 14 cents up on the day. If we go, I'm going to go to the weekly chart because that's the one we've been following, the bigger pivots. But we're right into this pivot at 26.25. We have the next one at 26.50. Let's see if this thing sets up on a weekly basis sideways and then makes the next move up. Just like any of the charts, guys. I don't care if it's the UUP or Amazon or whatever. But on the daily, we did pull back a little bit. We did fill the gap down in here. So let's see if we can hold on to this low pivot right around 26.07 or so. And if we can, this is chopping around in a bullish manner. We're above the MAs here, chopping and slopping around. Next wave up, do we make it to the 50? Then we have 26.83, 27.21, then 28.93, and that was some stupid high pivot back in 2007. So we'll have to see how this thing goes. But at this point, we covered it, unfortunately, or sold the position, and it just kept running. But gosh, I should have covered half of the half and let a quarter run, but I didn't. Story of my life. GLD, this one, guys, I added a little bit more today, around the 112 area. I don't have the exact number. It's all on my Twitter page, guys. So if you want my swing trades, those are on my Twitter site. So, and again, we've been calling this one out pretty darn close too. We've been telling everybody to wait for the 115, then the 112, and then next level is 109 to maybe 106. The 105 area, somewhere in here. You got the 750 retrace, a couple other things. But let's see if this could be a head fake down and then a reversal and then up. But again, we added here, and we'll add more down in here. And gosh, if we get down here, I'm going to have something left. I'm not going to go full position yet. If it comes down here, then we'll go to a full position. But just be careful, guys, right now. Going long, a little bit hard to do. We thought we missed the boat here, and thank the Lord we did not go in on this one. I mean, that's a heck of a pullback. 125 to 110. That's a $15 pullback. That's why eventually this thing's going to bounce, and we just got to go slow and steady and get in this thing, get a nice cost average. And then if this thing rips back, to 125, 126, 130, our cost average is going to be somewhere down in here. We're going to get at least 10 bucks on this one. So just be patient, guys. And if you haven't done anything yet, good job. See if we get a little bit lower. If you start getting around 110 or so, you got to start taking some. You don't want to miss this one at this point, because if we pop up, get above these moving averages, and starts running, we can easily get back to 131. So, but again, let's see what happens with pattern. Right now, we're just kind of falling. So let's see what the next setup will be. But one more, guys, is GIMO. We had a short swing on this one as a high flyer. Look at the month. That was a weekly chart. That was still, look at the monthly high flyer. Sorry about that, guys. I was choking over here, but got a little allergy thing going on and everything. But yeah, this was a short. We did cover some of this today. We do have a quarter position left. But what a nice pullback. It got up into this area here. We added our last short right around 60 bucks. And boom, came right in. And we're just chiseling it off. It was down at one point almost 10% or 12%. So great pullback on that. If you guys took this one short with me, then, I mean, it took a little time, guys. I mean, it was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then it was... All right, guys, but that was one of the trades, and we also did a couple more on the intraday basis, made some pretty good money today, and we just keep doing it, man. Rinse and repeat, and make it happen. Don't sit on trades for too long. There's thousands of stocks to trade, guys. You just got to find the good setups and get in and out and try to make some money. So, all right, guys, thanks again for watching my videos. If you have any questions or comments, please send me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com. And other than that, subscribe to my YouTube channel, enjoy the videos, the live streams, and all that good stuff. All right, guys, thanks again for watching my videos. God bless. See you on the charts.